All right. So here a little bit early. You guys know what this is. Microphone check. Microphone check. One. Okay. So something sounds a little off. Okay. So something's happening here. I got some people who are supposed to be joining us, right? And someone said I'm about to log on, trying to make sure lighting is right. Okay. Let's not. Okay. All right. So I could do a few things too while I'm waiting. So good afternoon. Once again, we are here. And before the co-facilitator or the guest comes, or the co-host, however verbology we're going to be using going forward. This is an interview with a young man whom I hold in high regard, um, reverence even, a lot of respect for. Wait a minute, somebody calling me. Hold on. This is going to be recorded. So, hello.
Teacher, what's the easiest way to get on this thing, man? I'm trying to get on right now using the link, but
the StreamYard link.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, because you didn't pop up. Let me see something. It should take you right to it, and then I just log you right in. Hold on. You on your phone, or are you? Where are you at? On your phone or your computer?
I'm on my computer. So can you send it to me again, maybe some way?
I can. Hold on. All right. So now, where did you go? You went on where? You didn't go into YouTube, did you?
Yeah.
No.
So go into StreamYard?
Right. Hold on. You see it on your phone?
Yeah, I see it on my phone.
Okay, so that link right there, I guess you got to if you on your computer, you got to manually type it into your little
Now let's say you will enter the studio as a guest. The host can add you to the stage.
Right. I see you. Okay, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so now did you get the YouTube one where you could give to your family and friends? Oh my God. All right, let me just let them on. Okay. So
I don't know if I can even see myself. There we go. All right, we go.
Okay, so you see me?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay, so did you give the other link to your family and friends?
Yeah, I gave it to a few people. Yes.
Okay, so no, they're going to come in through the YouTube side. They'll be able to see us.
Okay.
It's just that they can't come on screen.
All right.
They'll
You
be
ain't
able to
start
type
yet,
stuff in the chat. So we're actually live. We just a few minutes. It's just you and I. When I go to edit it though, this part I could take out. So
okay, cool.
Who's with you? Somebody there with you?
My wife was, but she's running right now. She don't want to be
Somebody
on
there with you?
No, she was, but she's running now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you well. Yeah, she was running.
Okay,
boy.
so she could have kept on. Oh boy. Well, anyway, I wanted to catch her during the week because she and I, you don't know this. Well, I'll talk about it during the interview. So, do you have anything? I mentioned it to you, but you mentioned something kind of sort of. Do you have something? Because we got 4 minutes. Do you have something like a product or something that you want to push? Because every 15 minutes to 20 minutes, we do a little plug. You get to do your little spew, and it's out there.
I don't have no spew.
Or you just want to, like you say, you just want to go to one.
Yeah, I don't have a spew at all. We just talk. I do have something that's gonna be coming out soon. We're gonna have some apparel coming out soon.
Okay.
I have but it's not ready yet. I do have a sample that I could show, but
Do you want
that's
it? You could show it if you want to.
yeah, I mean, yeah. So I got a hoodie that we just made up here. It's my daughter's design, you know,
Right.
but it's
So
hard to
you
see.
could. So
I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that.
well, you could do
And
it. You could do it as a part of your plug in 15 minutes, and then this the other thing. And I'm glad. I wish your wife would have stayed because I'm also going to have a week where I'm doing couples, and you guys could come back.
okay, yeah, she might do that.
I don't know. Talk with her about it
She might.
and
She's
see where
shy.
y'all at with it.
If you know anything
I
about
know.
her,
So,
she's pretty shy. Yeah.
but I mean, and it'll be a good time to, for y'all to get. So I got my little, I got my little stuff here, like a journalist.
Oh, so
You
you
see
got
the papers
questions?
right there, like a journalist.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really questions, but it's something that that's important. It's about you, and what I'll do is I'll just basically introduce you what I experienced, what my experience was with meeting you, and then we go right into it.
All right, no doubt.
That makes
Try
sense.
to try to
Okay,
get.
so
I'm try to keep my kids from coming outside.
well, if they come out, it's nothing like really, that's inappropriate or anything. So if they happen to come out,
True.
But I mean, if it is, I would like to try to keep it focused where you're not distracted. So you
All right.
gotta, it's pretty good, It's
How
good
was
stuff.
the lighting?
So we got 2 minutes.
How was the
The
lighting?
lighting is good. You're good.
Okay. All right.
You're good. You're good. So you have any questions? We got 1 minute and 30 seconds.
No, I don't have no questions. We can start.
Okay, you nervous?
Not really. No, because It's just me and you here. So really, that's how I look at it. Unless I can't see nobody else, right? Nobody else is gonna pop up on the screen, right? It's just me and you talking.
No, you won't be able to see anybody else. It's just no. This is the link right here, and this is it right here. Everybody else is on the YouTube side. This link is attached to a YouTube video, so they will see it, and they can type stuff in the chat. So I'll have my eyes on the chat. I'll ask anything that pop up in the chat. I'll definitely shoot that to you and ask you whatever so and so said. I don't know who this was because people got crazy screen names.
Oh yeah,
So you might know them. I don't know them. So we go and we're here. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, guys, welcome. And you are back at the G Spot YouTube. This is our second episode of the second season, and I am excited as we have been talking about. It's been anticipated that every fourth week of the month I do an interview, and this is my third interview this year. And so here we go. We have had the opportunity. I've had the opportunity to meet with Kettlebell Shells. That gal from the top of the year. She taught us about her exercise regimen and what has got her snatched. And now we met with Essentials Health and Beauty Care Products, a young lady who makes her products right in her home. Very good product. So go back to the videos if you have not had the opportunity to do so. Check out the interview. We got an opportunity to get up close and personal. So come back, guys. If you are here and you want to be a part of this thing, it's up and coming. Click the remind button every Sunday at 2:00 for right now. This is a living, breathing organism. Things could be moved around and changed, but I'm seeing that I'm having some success with the interviews. Every fourth week of the month, we're going to has a home here at YouTube G Spot 967. The third week of the month, we're doing Aries Entertainment. Come back. We don't talk about what's going on. We talk about what is on. And for the first week of the month, I changed it around a little bit, and we are going to be talking about spicy topics. Next week, we're going to be talking about the seeds that feed. So if you know someone who has the chutzpah or the cojones or whatever to come back and co-host and co-facilitate, that topic is out there. We're going to be talking about it, and I want to know if we got like 2 to 4 people who could come on and co-host with me, and let's chop it up for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. The second week we're still working on, so this is a work in progress. Want you to know that you are welcome. So I'm looking for co-hosts and co-facilitators. You can come by one time, or you can come by on a rotating basis. So now I want to talk about a young man. You guys see him on the screen. I met him. Oh my God. I don't know, Demar, how long has it been?
It's been a while.
Do you know? It's been a number of years. It's been a number of years.
Yeah.
Right. So it's been like 10 years. And we have a day job together where we work together in county government. And you guys will learn about all this. And you guys know that I'm very transparent about my relationships with people. And you also know that I am very transparent about what my ideals and my perspectives is about the workplace. It's a place to do my ate and skate. But since coming to this job, I have become endeared with most of the people that I am close to. And this is one of the gentlemen that I've come to, I don't know, respect and revere. And he was one of the ones when I approached him about an interview, he was like, I'm on it, doggone it. So we're here today with Demar Winn, and the name of this segment is For the Win. So I know that you guys are out there, and I know that you are applauding, and I am going to put the applause button on for you. So, how are you? How are you doing? Are you nervous? How are you feeling? Where are you at?
I'm good. I'm at home. I'm not nervous at all. I got my drink, so I'm great. I'm great. I'm at home. Yeah, I've been
okay. So
just I'm dodging bees and mosquitoes out here a little bit, but that's it. We good.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about yourself, and I'm going to tell you what my experience and what my perception is, because perception is almost everything in relationships. Tell us about yourself, what you want us to know about you.
You know I didn't come here prepared, because that's me. That's how I am. So I just decided to wing this whole thing, right? So,
okay.
I mean, what would you want to know about me? You know, because usually, you know, I'm pretty open. Everybody that knows me know that I'm open to whatever. So whatever you want to ask me, I would prefer that than me start just talking, because I got a long life.
Okay, so we'll guide. Right. So
you know?
Okay, so let's narrow the field down.
Yeah.
Right. So let's narrow the field down. So tell us about your age. How old are you? Let's start there.
I just turned 45, Aries. Just turned 45, April 15th.
Right. Yep. Right. So we're Aries. So that's one thing. We're Aries brethren, but we're going to cover all that. We're going to get
you know
there.
Anything about us, right? Yep.
So now you're 45 years old. So you've lived some life. Brothers, sisters. How's your family set up? Mom, dad. Tell us about that.
All right. So I have a lot of brothers. I have a few sisters also. Not many of us have the same father and mother, but I do have.
Right.
I have one older brother. It's like my stepbrother. My mom pretty much raised him. She married his father, which was my stepfather. His name is Rockman. Now everybody call him Rock. I have a few younger brothers. Some of y'all know him, Tyrone. That's the one that's closest to me. in age. He's about 3 years younger than me. Then I have another brother, Jihad.
Yes.
Right, Jihad is about 8, 9 years younger than I am. I have another brother, Mustafa, who's we the only one that share the same father, Mustafa and I. And my father, or the
Okay.
father that we share, yeah, the father that we share, he that's the one that lived in Africa. If anybody knows anything about me, I had a father that lived out in Africa for a while. And my sisters, I have Sakina, who lives down in Florida. We're about the same age. That's Rockman's sister. They share the same mother. Um, uh, Nafisa,
Okay.
I'm 10 years older than her. And Kanita, that's my other sister. Me, Tyrone, Nafisa, and Jihad, we all share the same mother, different fathers.
Okay. Okay.
I
So
tried to explain
so
that
you
as
have a big
easy as
family.
possible. Yeah, for the most part.
No. It's gonna listen, it makes sense. Let me tell you, it was me and my two brothers, it's three of us. It was everybody had their own daddy. So I get it.
Okay. All right.
Everybody.
So we here.
But we
We
had the
understand each
same, we had the same mama.
other. Right.
So um so you have a nice big healthy family. What is the relationship like? Are you guys close? Is it estrangement? You know.
I'm pretty close with all of them except for one, the one that's down in Florida. We rarely speak, but still my sister. So it ain't got nothing to do with anything that happened. She just do her own thing. I do my own thing. I'm not the type of person. You can ask any of my people that's real close to me. I don't call nobody. They call me. And I don't mean that. This is I'm always busy. I'm always moving.
Right.
So I usually not the person that's gonna pick up the phone and be like, how you doing? you know, I'm usually doing other things, and
Right.
it's cool. It's cool because everybody still calls me. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't bother me. And we still stay in touch. Um, you know, but I'm the oldest. Even my older brother tells me like you really the oldest. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how he treats me. So like yeah. So everybody comes to me
Right.
for shit. You know how it is. Everybody comes to me when they need something and or they want to
Mhm.
they want to do something. They come to me. They want to talk to me about it. So that's my relationship with them. I'm big brother. I've always been there. I guess I've been the most responsible one out the bunch.
Okay. So big.
Mm.
So you the big little brother.
I don't even. I mean, yeah, that's another
Did I
thing.
say that right?
Yeah, that's another thing is that my father was the smallest one out of all of them. So, and I tell people this all the time too, is that my father was only like 5'6". All of their fathers are 6 feet and up. 6'3", 6'4", 6'6". So my mom, I guess she got tired since I'm the oldest. She got tired of the shorties. And then she started going after them tall dudes and shit. So all of my younger brothers are taller than me. They're bigger than me. Yeah, it's funny. But that's how it is. So I'm big
Right.
bro, but all of them are a lot bigger than I.
Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. So now we covering some way. So now I want to talk for a few minutes, and then we're gonna do our little plug. I want to talk about how I met you. I met you. You came from the other office, which is 50 South Clinton,
Okay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so at some point, I'm telling a little bit of my backstory. I was having some friction on another floor.
Okay.
Aries, doing what I do, how I do what I do. You ain't gonna talk to me any old kind of way. You ain't gonna do me any old kind of way. So I was having some rhythm on another floor. The administrator that was you were under on your floor, we had worked together before on another floor, which was Medicaid. And I guess they had a little conversation in the background, and I guess they said she'll take her. We'll take her. Bring on.
Mm-hmm.
When I came back from vacation that year, I got a memo. I didn't even put in a a transfer. I got a memo telling me I was coming up to the floor that you were on. So when I came there, you were a super right. Yeah, it was an involuntary transfer. Something had jumped off. You wasn't just gonna talk to me in no kind of way. You wasn't gonna do me in no kind of way. Right. But it was going, yeah. So this one was, because something had jumped off though. And I said, this is not going to happen. And they said, well, when she come back from vacation, she can't come back here. So when I got to the floor, you were there and you were in the capacity of supervisor. Okay. And shortly thereafter, I don't remember the numbers. Shortly thereafter, you were moved to administrative assistant.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And then this is where our relationship started to morph a little bit because I was having some issues there. But before we get into that, we're going to pick it up after we do our plug. I want to stop for a minute here, and I want to mention to you guys about integrative wellness, the reboot and the rebirth of a brand. And how I'm doing it is that I have 5 events coming up. The first one being October 19th. Get your tickets if you know where I play and where I stay. You can get paper tickets. It's 100% capacity. There will be no 101. There will not be no 102. The reason being is because this is for a purpose, a strategic aligned purpose. You need to get your tickets, $50 early purchase. After July 4th, the tickets go up. The beverage bundles are in addition to the purchase tickets. Alcoholic beverages, $10 for one, $25 for a bundle of 3. With your ticket, you get 1 alcoholic beverage or a mocktail. Everybody that's coming, you made some life choices for yourself. You may not drink alcohol, and that's okay. But you get 1 alcoholic beverage with your ticket. You get a 3-course meal. You get a strong vibe environment where you can feel safe. It's a masquerade ball, and your ticket is automatically entered into the barrel to be picked for who has the most original and elaborate costume, masquerade, and gown. Now, Mr. Winn.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so we're picking it up. We're going to keep this interview rolling. So what happened was I was like, okay, so now you're the administrative assistant. And I said, this guy is moving around and he ain't playing. Now, this is before I found out you in Aries. I should have known it, but I didn't know it. So I said, this guy ain't playing. Like, I just got here. And I didn't even know that you were with the agency as long as you were at the time. I just thought you were a newbie that was coming in. And just because I didn't get to know you yet, didn't mean that you didn't exist. So you get this administrative assistant position. Some things are happening in my life personally, and I want to play this segment for you. And I want you to tell me, do you remember it? You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, hold on one moment. Okay, hold on one minute. To this job and something happened to me. These are real people with real lives, and we're in this struggle together. And whether, for 1 minute, I want to talk about this gentleman, because in a female dominated profession, and I'm saying this because there are males that we work with, but in a female dominated profession, I tend to have, just like the bigger society tends to have stereotypes on and biases and judgments that they put on certain cultures, certain skin colors and stuff like that. I do too. And so that's why, I don't get mad when, I get judged or a price placed upon me. So do you remember that?
I do. Yep, I do.
Okay, so
it's crazy because
so I
you were
want to
telling
talk
me.
about that.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I just remember that you asked me if
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
if I watched it, and I said no, I didn't watch it yet. And then somebody else told me, I can't remember the person, but somebody else was like, man, you got to watch Tisha. She was on, and I think you would like her show today, or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna check it out. And then I think maybe a week went by. It might have been or longer, and you came to me, and I don't know if I told you that I watched it, and I didn't, or something, but it was something like, and I was like, man, let me watch this thing. Everybody trying to get me to watch it, and it tore me up, man. Not many things do that to me, but it did. So but you could go ahead and talk, man. I'd rather you talk about it than me. But it was
Right.
something,
So
man.
I wanna give the backstory on it.
Yeah.
I want to give the backstory on it because, much like you said about your family a little while ago, like our family had a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of moving parts going on. And so my brothers and I were separated at a very young age. They were in Ohio and Virginia, and I was up here in Jersey. I never left. But what happened was my brother came back home in 2016. In 2019, this was the year, this I'll never forget. This was the year that you had got promoted or whatever to administrative assistant. And that year was the year that my brother went into a coma, and he never came out. When I came back to work, I was carrying all of that. And there was some stuff going on in my unit, and they was getting on my nerves, and we were in the office, and I'm going to touch on that. But how you carried yourself is what really, really moved me to speak up about that. And like I said, at work is 8 and skate, 1 and done, get the paycheck, and reflect on all that other stuff later. That's how I rolled until, but slowly but surely, this job has started to seep into me. And I like how you carried yourself in that meeting, because I was hot that day. I was expressing myself. I was frustrated, and nobody was hearing me. And I said, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose my shit in here. And you were like, I don't know if you know it or not, but your presence there was a calming, soothing force in the midst of all that. Did you know that?
I probably didn't. I'm the same person all the time, yo. You know me. If you know anything, you know me. So I'm the same person all the time. So I didn't know that. I didn't know that until you told me that day. And you did bring it up to me. Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna lose it. I was not playing with them, and you know who the other persons in the office were, if you can remember. And it was just like, really, my brother had died. I hadn't really moved through the grieving process. I was still stuck in anger, and I shouldn't have been at work, really. And I was just grateful. I want to say this to you today, because I know that how I get. And I don't know if it's the Aries. I don't know if it was because of my experiences growing up, that ain't nobody going to take advantage of me, or a combination thereof. But had you not been there that day, we would probably still be having this interview, but you guys would be talking about me in the past tense in the workplace.
We all got that in us.
You'll be saying, I remember that day when Glover XYZ, if that makes sense.
Yep. That we all got that in us.
So I want to thank you for that.
Yep.
Right. So now tell me about let's talk about your mid years, your youth, coming of age. We're talking about grade school, like, and I don't want to talk about first, second grade because I only remember one grade school teacher. But let's talk about middle school and high school. What were those years like for you?
Hmm. All right. Well, you just finished talking about loss. So like I was I had to deal with a lot when I was in those ages. So like I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if I ever told you, but so um when I was 12, I found out that my mom wasn't going to live too much longer. And I had to deal with that. And when and I was staying with my grandmother at the time, who didn't never talk too highly of my mother. At some point during the time of 12 and 13, I went to go live with my father, and maybe 6, 8 months after that, it might have been a year, my mom's passed. So it was I had a I was an angry child, so I did a lot of dumb shit. I did a lot of
Mm-hmm.
crazy stuff. Anybody that know me, like I was always still me, but as far as my temper, it was one of those things that I had to learn how to, as an adult, how to calm that down. And I had to learn how to
How
go into
did you do that?
situations. It takes time, yo. It takes time. That's it. You have to learn what sets you off and try to avoid it as much as possible, or you have to uh, recognize your triggers. You got to recognize your triggers. Once you recognize your triggers, then you could really avoid them, for the most part, unless somebody catches you off guard. So like people don't know this about me is that I usually, before I even step in the room, I have a plan. You know what I'm saying? I always have a plan. Like it might not seem like that, but because I might be so good at it, but it's like I feel like I already know what's going to happen. The minute that something goes differently than how I plan it, there's a little anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't back the people that's been with me for a while at this job, they know
Mm-hmm.
I used to have some serious anxiety attacks, you know, serious. Like there was a time where I had an anxiety attack in the elevator, and I was walking up the damn stairs, 10 flights of stairs for 2 months. You know what I'm saying? Until I figured it out. It's like I couldn't. Every time I walked into the
Mm-hmm.
elevator, I was gonna have an anxiety attack. So that didn't start until I was like 19, but I had a crazy life. We could go all into it. My life, as far as my family and how things went, without putting all me and my brother's business out there and all of that stuff. It's like, but we dealt with a lot of death in our life, close
Right.
people, people that was close to us. I was telling somebody the other day, I went on a fishing trip for my birthday. I went out down south to Myrtle Beach and I went to fishing. That was one of the best birthdays I've ever had, yo. And I was in the car most of the time, just chopping it up with the guys that I was fishing with. But and then you out in the boat and you fishing. But um, the guys that I went with, they very spiritual people, and religious. Anybody knows me. I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. So, but uh, just talking about like the loss, like I lost my mother, my grandfather, and my stepfather in the span of about 18 months when I was like 14.
Right.
Right. So that changed me. People that's close to me know that I was cursing God. I was, because I was heavy into the church. My grandmother raised us. We was in church 3, 4 days a week. You know what I'm saying? So she was the one that would pick all of the kids up from the neighborhood and take them to church on Sundays. So I was definitely in the church. So, and I just knew that God was going to save my mother's life and all of that stuff. And once that didn't happen, I ain't want to have nothing to do with them. So my life went crazy from that point on until I figured it out. You know what I'm saying? It was, somebody that brought me back to God and all of that stuff. But like I said, I could go on and on about all that stuff. But that's part of the journey that it takes to learn yourself, learn Um, like I said, your triggers. Learn that there are some good things out here, but and that I tell people when I was on that road, I don't want to get too deep into this shit, but I tell people when I was on that road, man, and I was yeah, like you know, uh,
No,
when
hey.
yeah, I could go there, but like I was inviting that other, not God, but the other one in. You know what I'm saying? And I felt
Right,
strong. Like
right.
I felt real strong, yo. Like that was the strongest I've ever felt. It's a different kind of strength when you allowing that evil in, and if somebody look into your eyes and they can see it, and they don't want no parts of that, it's a
Yes,
different, it's a
yes.
different, yeah, that's a different evil right there. But it make you feel strength. That's when I was talking to them this past weekend when I went fishing. It was like, yeah, that's this world, because this ain't, to me, this ain't God's world. This the other ones, So the other one seemed like he running this place. So when he's got control of you, it's you feel it. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of strength. But once I figured out, it's more physical
Mhm.
than the spiritual, that spiritual strength. You know what I'm saying? It's more physical. But when I finally got back to God and all of that, um, it's a different kind of strength. You know what I'm saying? It's more. It's like I could bring all my ancestors with me when I need it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I could summon all of them up at the same time when I need that strength, and then I don't fear nothing. So um, I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, like so that's what it
Makes a
is.
lot of sense.
Yeah,
Makes a
yeah,
lot of sense. So it's funny because you have in the workplace, and I learned this over a period of time, that you also have family members in the workplace. It was a little running joke. One of your family members worked with me on the floor that I'm currently on now, which I'm so enjoying. Do
right.
you know who I'm talking about?
Talking about my cousin, right?
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he's let me tell you something. He's a roller coaster ride. And I know you know this.
yeah, yeah. That's my
Like
that's
we
my
just automatically we just automatically hit it off. And I didn't know that you guys were family until he and your brother were talking one day at his desk, and I came over joking, and they said, "No, this is family stuff right here." I said, "What?" And then we just joked about it. So that's been a little running joke every time. So that day when I came outside to break, I was joking with him, and we were setting something up for you.
okay.
And I know you wasn't paying attention. So you have a very big family. You have family that you're close to, and we're going to bring someone on.
Oh boy.
Or I want to know that you're ready. Are you ready?
No, no, I'm not. But go ahead, go ahead, yo. I don't
Are
know who
you
you talking.
ready?
Go ahead, yo.
Okay, so this is what your cousin was supposed to do months ago, and he dropped the ball. That's why I was teasing him. But
All right.
I want to bring this person on, and I want to see your response. Your reaction is definitely going to be right out there.
Yo,
What are you thinking?
yo,
What's going on, bro?
big bro, what's good,
Good to see your face, man. I miss you. I love you, bro.
my dude, yo. Oh man,
Happy birthday again.
I appreciate it, yo. So check it.
It's
So he
messed up
called.
you ain't.
He called me
It's
on my
messed up you
weed.
ain't come through when you was down here, but I'll forgive you. I still love you.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, yo. Damn,
Good to see you, bro. You know I
fuck you
miss you,
doing
bro.
up here, bro? Like I
You know when I got the word that this was gonna take place, I said hell yeah. I chime in. My brother,
man,
man. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting back listening. And man,
so so
you know,
so you can hear us. So you heard you heard up until this point.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I was wondering if you could hear, because I was like, I don't want him to just be sitting there, and then it's like, so you were able to listen and hear. So
Every word.
okay, so
Yes, ma'am. Every word.
Sam was able to say that you are called Mano. Am I saying that right?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
sir.
Okay.
I have
So
I have many names,
okay,
but
so tell
that's
us
the main
about
one.
your experience.
With
Okay, so
with
tell us about your experience with, I call him Mr. Winn. What is your
right.
experience with him?
Well, I've never called him Demar. I've always called him Crunch. We're very close. We pretty much grew up together. And one thing I can say about my brother, what you see is what you get. There's no facades. He's gonna keep it 100 with you 100% of the time. There's no guessing. He's always gonna put it out there and tell you what you feel and how you feel about it. So if you ever want the real, that's somebody who you chime into because he's gonna always give you the real. And that's that type of advice and lifelong friendships and brotherhoods that you cherish, and who word means something. It's no it's if you want to get smoke blown up your
Okay.
behind, don't call this man. Do not call him because that ain't what he about. As a straightforward description of my brother. If you want the real, that's who you talk to. If you want somebody to just blow smoke up your ass, don't dial that phone number. And he don't call. You got to call him. He was right about that. But he always answered the phone when you do call.
Okay,
That's what
so
he didn't say.
Yes, yes.
okay. So now you said a couple of times when you've been talking that you saying brother. Now are you saying brother with regards to like actual maternal, paternal, or are you guys brothers from what we call the streets?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But
Which
the way
one?
that we're not blood, but you couldn't tell us that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're a lot closer than a lot of people who are blood is. You know what I'm saying? So you couldn't tell me that
Right,
he's not my
right,
brother.
absolutely.
Can't nobody tell me he ain't my brother. He gonna be one of the ones carrying my box when they put me down. You understand? So can't
Right,
nobody tell me he's not my brother.
right.
Not even
Some
my
of the
mother can tell me
strongest,
that.
I believe, but so I believe that some of the strongest bonds that are forged sometimes are outside of the bloodline and the DNA line. Yeah, so
Definitely.
I totally agree
100%.
with you on that. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
how did you guys get to meet? How did you actually cross paths? How did you actually end up on this front right here?
Oh my goodness. Through Sam years ago, and
Yep.
when you meet certain people and y'all hit it off instantly, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't even tell you exactly. It's been what, over 20 years,
Yeah.
right? About over 20 years,
It's
like
crazy.
it's
It's crazy with our group, man. Like all of us could pretty much say the same thing, yo. You're gonna get the same vibe around everybody that we hang with, yo. It's you know, like my cousin at the job, you know that, yo, and that's more like my brother, like
that's right.
it's crazy. Like my brother's probably watching this, T probably watching this, but he already know that I'm closer to Sam. You know what I'm saying? Like he know what I'm gonna say before I say. He know what I'm thinking before before he even open his mouth. 9 times out of 10, we don't we don't gotta even speak to each other, yo. It's a look sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
like
right. That's
like
right.
we've been tight like that since,
Right.
and anybody that Sam's around, you know that they always 100, yo. Yeah, you fighting bugs too and shit, right? So
Yeah, they out here. I'm down
they
south,
out,
so they
they
big.
out
They
there,
big too.
yo. But yeah, like we don't be around nobody that's not that's somebody that can't be with us. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's right.
we can't infiltrate that. So it's yeah, man, that's a wonderful thing, yo. I love when we all get together, yo. When it happens,
We have the
that shit
best
matters.
times, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's some
Indeed.
good shit, man. So and we can not talk to each other for months, years, man, and it's still the same when we see each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So
That's right.
like
We
we never
always
met.
know we.
So when
Yeah,
you
That's
say
right.
all, when you when you say all, how many of you guys are there?
Oh my goodness, it's a lot.
It's a
Oh
lot.
my goodness. Well, in the immediate circle, just to name a few, you got me, Crunch, Sam, Tyrone. I spoke to him the other day too. Um, La, Dub, P Black. Uh, oh my goodness, the list could go on. Jew Dollar, Jew.
Yup, Baki.
S. Dot, Dub,
Yup.
Aki, S. Dot. Man,
Stu-
one day, let me tell you about how we do. My birthday was coming, right? And I live in North Carolina, Charlotte, right outside of Charlotte. And I get a call from Sam that, he like, yo, we coming to see you. I said, man, y'all ain't coming to see me. You know what I mean? Like, because it's always easier for me to go up there as one person than have all my brothers come down here. It's always easier.
Yup.
But as he's talking to me on the phone, I just hear the GPS say make a left on the street off of my street. I said, get the hell out of here. They ain't at my house. And I open the door and they get out the Suburban and they stick, and that was like one of the best birthdays I ever had, besides my wife
Wow.
throwing me a surprise party up in Jersey before. But it just shows you the love that we have for each other. Like nobody dropped the ball and letting me know they was coming. My wife, my kids, them, and I'm talking to them like ain't nobody's saying a word. We do things like that. You know what I mean? I came up there one time. I pulled my car in the driveway, hopped in another car. We went on a road trip to Philly. And
Mhm.
them be the things and the bonds that you want to hold on to, and experience that brotherhood and just enjoy each other company, man. None of that rah rah. We older now, so we just enjoy each other company. Fill each other in on what's going on with the kids, the family, the wives, stuff like that. To answer your question, it is a lot of us. Like
Oh,
that's in this certain circle that
Word.
can't be broken.
Forgive
okay.
anybody we ain't mentioned, yo. Forgive anybody we ain't
Yeah.
mentioned. Yeah.
Anybody when you mention, just it's a lot of us,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and and one
Yes.
one thing I can tell you, if you don't take care of your kids, you're not gonna ever be in that circle.
Nah. Nah.
That's one of our
Oh,
rules. You don't
now,
take care of your
I
kids, we
want
don't
to
fuck
touch
with you.
on.
Mm-hmm.
I want to touch on. I definitely want to touch on something because I also learned about because I have one narrow Mano. I have one narrow pathway to Mr. Wynn, which is the workplace, and you don't get the
Yes,
opportunity to
ma'am.
learn about people the way that you could, the way that you know him, or where the way his wife knows him. And so I want to touch on something that you mentioned, and I know of Mr. Wynn. You both of you guys
Okay.
have another thing in common is that you're family men, and we're talking about marriage. How is that with you what Demar has described and what you have described of your youth? How did that transcend over into how did that lifestyle transcend over into two men, young men marrying? And either one of you or both
Uh,
of you can answer
Hold up. Man.
whenever.
Let me start. Shit happens, yo. It
right,
happens,
man.
yo. Look, it happens. Like that. This not something I never. When I was growing up, I told myself I was never gonna get married, yo. It
Never
wasn't
getting
gonna.
married.
It wasn't gonna never
Yeah.
happen, yo. And I'm gonna do me forever. And then you meet somebody like sir. You go through certain phases of your life, and then you meet somebody. You know what I'm saying? So like I was at a phase where, like I said, I ain't hey, man, I ain't gonna go too crazy with it. Like phase where I ain't want that other stuff no more. And you meet a good person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You meet a
We
good
can
person.
save it for
Yes,
another
man. Yeah.
time. Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yeah.
But you meet a good person, you get married, bro. Yo, it's you know that it's right. Trust me, I'd have never popped the question or none of that stuff if it wasn't supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like everything happened for a
Right.
reason. So
Yeah.
you know, I love my wife,
Have
I
to
love
be
my
honest.
kids. Word up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It was probably one of the best things I ever did in my life, man. Finding a person,
save my
my
life.
person.
It probably
You know what I'm saying?
saved my life like a motherfucker, yo.
And
So yeah,
I tell my wife that all the time, bro. I say, you have no idea. you changed the course of my life. You gave me something
Well
to
done.
really live for. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, like I'm from East Orange, New Jersey, so you know the path I was on. So I still thank her
Mm-hmm.
to this day for one being patient. Because it's definitely a challenge going from a so-called street dude to being a family man. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of things you got to kind of halt the brakes on, in your life, and when you decide that okay, this is the person I'm gonna be with, and it's always a surprise too. It's not like we going out there looking for a wife. It just it
It's happening.
happens genuinely. You know what I mean? So um, the transition was very challenging. You know what I mean? I have to say that. It's still, marriage is always challenging. There's no
Yeah.
such thing as anything perfect. So, to
Mm-hmm.
every day we still strive to make it work. You know what I mean? Having multiple kids, you got different. Me and bro, we got majority women around of us. You know what I mean? I got three girls. Got my first granddaughter. I got one son. He's got majority girls. So one thing we have to do, being so-called hard men, we have to embrace that delicate side because we're dealing with ladies. You know what I'm saying? And I've commend my
Right.
wife on teaching me that. You know what I mean? Not being so hard and rough all the time. Sometimes you gotta let your guard down, especially for your girls. Like I
Yeah.
have no
You had
problem
to
doing
learn
that.
that shit.
You know,
Mhm.
everything is definitely a
Okay.
I'm still learning every day. I've been married almost 13 years. I've been with my wife 15 years, 16 years, and I'm still learning. You know what I mean? So anybody think they got it figured out in this marriage life? No, you don't. You don't know nothing.
Word.
Well, let me
So
tell you this. Anybody who tells you they haven't figured out, they're on their way. You're talking to a person who's a licensed marriage and family counselor therapist. And anybody who tells you they haven't figured out, they're on their way to divorce court.
Yeah.
yes,
I'm
yes,
gonna
ma'am.
sum
Yeah.
that up for you in a nutshell. Okay,
Yeah,
so
right.
they're on their way. They're on their way back to singlehood.
Yeah.
You mentioned something. You mentioned something about becoming vulnerable. I've heard that, and I think I seen Damar shake his head. Yes, that at some point you have to learn how to coming from the lifestyle that you came from, both of you, like vulnerability. What role? Because I run my mouth, okay, as you probably can see, and I do it practically for up to 3 years ago. I did it every morning, Monday through Friday, and I call them the car chronicles. Something drop in my spirit, and I ain't got a problem with letting it rip, but and I talk about having vulnerable moments. So tell me about either one of you, whenever, however you want to do it, vulnerability coming from the lifestyles that you come from and allowing that, what place it had over there, and how you were able to allow that transition to happen to this life right here.
Uh,
It's a lot of things that I still embrace, you know what I mean, from my prior life because it molded me into becoming the man that I am now. You know what I mean? My patience, in order to read people, you know,
mhm.
especially with my wife and my kids, I have to really sit back and observe, read their mode, their energy before I even open my mouth. You know what I mean? So a lot of things like, with a lot of women surrounding me, it's just myself and my son. Other than that, I have three daughters, my granddaughter, and my wife. You know what I mean? So I haven't won an argument in a long time. You know what I mean? So, sometimes you got to keep your mouth closed, open your ears, pay attention to that energy. You know what I mean? And the first thing that's what made me vulnerable, keeping my mouth closed. You know what I
I'm
mean?
still
And
working on that shit.
it's hard, bro. It take a
Yo, I'm
lot.
still
I
working
done
on
bit
it.
the lip of
I'm still working on it, yo. Like
man.
I'm still fighting it, yo. Like yo, my daughter comes, she want me to play Barbies with her and shit. I'm like, yo, you got three other women in this house, yo. Like why I gotta play Barbies? You know,
But
you look,
that's
look,
that.
you ain't even got no boy Barbies and shit for me to fuck with. I gotta play the girl.
Hey, you got to, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo,
Like
oh man, yo, I'm
you
outside
know,
right
you
now,
know,
hiding from them.
let me tell you, I've done a lot of things for my girls, man. You'll be like, nah, not mental care. You know what I mean? Like
You ain't
I've
even gotta
done
tell
hair,
me, yo.
I've painted nails,
The
I've,
whole shit.
like
I did, yo, the whole shit. I did it too.
yeah, I say I don't care. I'll do anything for my girls. They want to make up my face, I let them do it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And coming from where we come
Okay.
from, you don't hear too many men out here saying that. I let my girls paint my nails. I painted nails. I've done whatever, for them. Just putting that machismo on hold, just to appease them. You know what I'm saying? And
It
and
take a lot
also
to
it's
do
a
that shit, but you do it. Yup, I do it.
it
Yup.
do, and it's also a sneaky way when you have multiple kids. Is a sneaky way for you to spend that one-on-one time with each one of them.
Mhm.
With embracing their loves and
Hmm.
likes. You know what I mean? Like,
No
I,
doubt.
I like my way of doing it. All four of my kids know how to box. You know what I mean? I took all my kids how to box, my son and my three girls. But it's also a sneaky way for me to teach them how to protect themselves and
Hmm.
also to spend that one-on-one time with them. You know what I mean? Like I don't ever want them to feel like the only
Hmm.
time we get to spend time together is in a group. No, I give them that one-on-one. I sit down and I listen to them, let them vent to me about school and just anything, whether it's anything, just life things. Now don't get me wrong. Some of them conversations be a little weird, talking to your kids, especially having girls. You have to still welcome them uncomfortable conversations too.
Yo, so
You
so
can't
look,
just
look,
pick and
look.
choose.
I'm still working on that shit, yo. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard, yo, because like my middle one, she just like me, and we bump heads like a motherfucker, bro. You know what I mean? Like, and I can't. Sometimes it's like she'll say something, and I'm like, just go ahead, yo, like over there. You know what I'm saying? Or I walk away.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I don't know how to. I know that she trying. I know that she trying, but she come at me the wrong way half the time. So it's like I don't know how to. I'm not there yet where I can be like, yo, we need to like we gotta text it. We can't do it face to face yet. We ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I
yeah,
text it to her. She
Right.
text it to me. Whatever we gotta say is I'm trying to get there. I'm trying. You know, my oldest
yeah.
one, she
Oh,
she still is still like she'll come get her love when she want it, but most times she could give two shits about anybody else. You know what I mean? But like I had
Hmm.
that. That's also me.
hold
You
on.
know
You
what I'm
talking
saying?
about your oldest or my oldest?
I'm talking
You
about
talking
my
about
you know
your oldest, or
what I'm
because I'm
saying?
going
Like
through the same shit right now, like with my oldest. You know what I mean? Like we had a little disagreement and
yeah,
things just, like I just have to, fall back and whenever she's ready to talk, she'll come. We'll talk, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna press the issue. She
So
grown.
what are
She's
what are
25.
the ages of your oldest? Oh, 25.
Uh,
Okay.
I
How old is
well,
your oldest?
she'll be,
Shit, my oldest is 20. She gonna be 20 in July. Yeah, she gonna be 20 in
yeah,
July.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they're in the same age of development. The young
And
yeah.
adults.
See,
5 years is a
I have,
big difference.
The young
5 years is a
adults,
big
right?
difference. That's a big
yeah,
to me. That's a big difference. That she's learning to be to where his daughter at. You know what I'm saying? She's just now becoming a woman to where she's liking her freedom a little bit. She living on campus at Montclair State. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different. You know, it's a little different. You know, I got it at all stages. Bruh, I got it at all stages. Yo, I got one that's 19, about to be 20. She in college on the dorm. Then I got a 15-year-old who dealing with all them fucking hormones and shit and fucking all that dumb shit that they deal with in high school, you know,
yeah, man.
as a freshman. And then I got a preschooler. You feel me? That's about to be a
Oh man,
kindergartner.
that's that
You
gap.
know, I'll be
That's that
going through
gap.
it. And then I ain't even mention the wife. I'm gonna leave that out of there. You know what I'm saying? So yo, I'm the
I
only
want
man in this
listen.
house. I need a dog or something, yo. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah, I
shit.
got what, 25,
Okay,
22,
so
17, and 16.
Look, time out. Look, she
So
said time out. Hold up.
okay.
What up?
Wait, so I'm not trying to get nobody in the doghouse, right? So
I've been there for
because
about
what
16
happened?
years.
Okay, so this is I want to read something, but
Okay.
I wanna play something for you, Mr. Wynn, and it's from the same clip. The name of this clip was the so I mean, what was it? The symbol. The symbol. And the reason why I named this feed, that blog that day, the symbol, was because unlike you guys, and I I come from a household where my relationship with my father was estranged. The relationships that you guys are expressing, I didn't have those moments with my dad. My dad was in the streets, my mom was in the streets. So I get it. I get it. And they never got a chance to make that U-turn, to come back to family, or to, they never got a chance to. The streets consumed their lives, and ultimately took their lives. So I want to talk about something because I want to show you guys this, and then I want your thoughts on it. And
Hold on.
Bird loud as hell.
we're gonna get there.
Background, yo.
Hold on.
Fucking right on top of me, yo.
Yeah, I'm outside too. Did we
Mhm.
lose you, Tisha?
What happened?
We didn't lose her there. We didn't lose Tisha, did we?
Nah, she. I think she's still there. She's still there. I can still
Okay.
see the shit moving. She's just trying to get the video right.
Okay.
Yo, I can't
I'm
believe yo
outside too.
you on this shit, yo. You funny as hell.
You
Yo,
know, little bro, he called me. He's like, "Yo, you a chime in?" I said, "Hell yeah, you know I chime in. You know, my brother gonna be on here. Shit, I'm surprised."
yeah,
You know?
yo, that shit
And this was crazy because he called me right after I talked to you on your birthday, bro. Right after, and asked me. I said, "Yeah." I said, "I just got off the phone with him." I said, "Yeah,
yo,
I could do that." You know what I mean?
yo, I'm driving through. You hit me as I'm driving through that motherfucker, yo. I wish I could have stopped through, but the schedule ain't working shit, man. Yo, I
Man, it's
told you
cool, bro. You know how we
I
do.
caught some shark and shit while I was out there.
A shark,
Yo, I caught 4 sharks while I was out there, yo.
And
Word is born.
man. That's what's up, yo.
everybody in the office knew about it because I was very upset this day. And I mentioned this to these 3 authority figures, and how they handled it was how they handled it. And I was not pleased with how they handled it. But I'm thinking of that. And I want to say this to you, Mr. Winn. You were a symbol. From that day forward, you gained a lot of traction with me. You get not attraction, a lot of traction with me, because there are people that I like, there are people that I love, there are people that I respect, and you have become one of these people. I don't know you to like you. I definitely don't know you to love you, but you gained a lot of respect from me that day, because what you did in your silence, in your ability to say nothing, you spoke volumes. And I don't know if that makes sense. So the other things that, as we with each other, once you get my respect, you get my attention. Once you do something that is worthy of getting my attention, and you get my respect, and that one act, I start watching. And what I've done from that, and every day since that, every interaction since that, you've done nothing but continue to gain traction with me. So for that, I just want to let you know that your presence for me, you will be missed. So what are your thoughts on that? I wanted to get that out there because I got something else here that I want to share with you. But thoughts?
I told you how that shit made me feel, yo. Something made me watch that shit. Can you hear me? Something made me watch it before work one day. I had to wake my wife up. I said, yo, you gotta watch this shit, yo. I said, you gotta watch this shit. I'm not an emotional motherfucker, yo, at all, yo. Anybody know me know that shit. I'm not, yo. Like, I'm not emotional. But I was like, damn, yo, that shit hit me. That shit hit me, yo, because like, you talking about something that I didn't even realize that happened. You know what I'm saying? And you
yeah,
you got something out of that, and it was just me being me. You know what I'm saying? Just me regular.
right.
But how you you brought that out, I felt it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was. It could have been early in the morning. I don't know, but that shit, I felt it. So I woke Janelle up, and I'm like, yo, you gotta watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, this shit,
And
that's
it took
crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Mano,
And
and it took
Yes, ma'am.
him. It took him 2 weeks to get to it. I said, "Did you watch it?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Really?" Because there's no way. I had put heart and soul. I mean, I was on fire. My brother had just died. He
I
had a
felt
level
it.
3
I
stroke.
felt it. I
He
felt the
died, and
fire.
I was
You
like
know.
at work going through. Right. And I was on fire, and I was in the office expressing to my higher ups my frustration. And these other two bozos, I felt that they were bozos at the time. They was clowning me, they was shining me on, and I'm about to take somebody's head off in this office. Somebody gotta answer for this. Who's going to step up and put their head on the guillotine? And everybody
Mm.
was just chiming me on. And Mr. Winn was standing there, and he didn't say nothing. But for some reason, I looked over at him and I said, I need to dial this down, because I'm going to be without a job, and my rent is due next month. And these are the things. So this is what. But I want to ask you guys a question, because in this interview, I sense where there is a lifestyle that is totally, totally polar opposite of what you guys live today. And I can attest to having that type of existence, so to speak. What happens for you when you hear, Mano, when you hear stuff about a person who from the trenches up until now? When you hear somebody speak of a person like that, what is that like for you? And then we'll get back to Mr. Wynn.
Oh man, when I heard you speak about the person I've known all these years, it was all fact. You know what I mean? Like he's just always been that. You know what I mean? Like it's such a it's a compliment to everybody that's in his circle. You know what I'm saying? So it's if you feel like the way I heard you talk and bigging up my brother in his silence, but you heard everything he said. You know what I mean? Like that's like, yeah, that's my brother. That's him. You know, that's who he is. And like I said, people like Crunch don't come along every day. You know what I mean? Like somebody that's real, somebody that's going go to bat for something that he truly believes in or someone he truly believes in. You understand? So, you're just getting an authentic person, an authentic black man. Like that's just who he is. Always been that way since the day I've met him. And that's why we gel, because it's like looking in the mirror at your own self. You know what I mean? Somebody from where we our same background, you know, you commend people, you know what I mean, that have that type of loyalty and respect. And you can't have one without the other. You know what I mean? Like he's a loyal guy. He respects the
Right,
next person.
right.
You know what I mean? Like they both go hand in hand, loyalty and respect. So like I said, you can't have one without the other. He's a loyal guy and I respect the hell out of him, for what he does. He's a family man, and like I said, he'll fight 100% for what he truly believes in. You know what I mean? Or a person that he believes in. You can do no wrong in his eyes. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's always been him. Like he's not, like he said, he's not one of them people that wears his feelings on his sleeve. So if you could touch him like that means you really touched him. You know what I mean? Like you sometimes you don't know what he's thinking. You know what I mean? But just to hear you talk about my brother like that made my chest poke out. You know what I mean? Because that's my brother. You know what I mean? And when I'm listening to you, I'm like, yep, that's him. You know what I mean? And it's not really a shock to me because that's
Nah,
who I've
cause
seen and
cause
known
we
all.
all the same way. We all the same way, yo.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
You would say
Like,
the same shit about Sneeze, same shit about you, about all the
yeah,
people that's in our circle, yo. Yo, I love to
that's
hear
right.
shit like that because it just made me, like you said, yo. That's a testament to our circle. That's it. That's it,
That's
yo.
right.
You ain't gonna
That's
you
right.
can't talk. It didn't matter. It don't matter who you meet that's
I
in my
want to
circle.
read
We
something.
all gonna get the same vibe, yo. You gonna get the same vibe.
Same exact vibe. Same. It's like looking in the mirror. It is the same vibe.
I want to read this to you. I want to read this to you. If hearing something made you emotional, I want to read this to you. At some point during that period, I got an email at work, right? And I got an email from your wife, Mr. Winn. And this is what she said.
Wow.
She said, "Good morning, Tisha. I saw the video you posted about Mr. Winn. I just wanted to say thank you for your kind words. It's so nice that you appreciate him. I appreciate you for that. Thank you and have a wonderful day." So
Wow.
that touched me, right? That touched me. And I want to tell you why. Because there was, just like everybody had, anybody north, this is, and I'm going to say this, anybody north of 40 years old, which they call the new 20, anybody north of 40 years old that grew up the way that I grew up, we have a story, right?
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in the projects in Newark, and it was rough. And I didn't have relationships with men. As a matter of fact, I was very, very, I was a very angry young lady. So when she wrote me this, it touched me because I said to myself, for the first time in a real long time, I wasn't on the opposite side of another sister's, and you guys know what I'm talking about, another sister's anger about her man or anything like that. That touched me, right? And I responded back. Are you ready? Are you ready for my response?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want you to start crying and carrying on camera because it's live. It's
Trust
on
me, I'm
YouTube
good.
and it's here on
Well,
screen.
I don't know about
So
him, but I'm good.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
contain myself.
this is my
No.
response. I said, this is what I said. I responded back to her. I said, "Thank you, Janelle, for creating an environment at home that nurtures him in a way that he can bring that person I described to the workplace. As a matter of fact, I am so glad that he was able to share it with you. His shine and acknowledgement is a reflection of your management. Keep building the next generation through family. Keep committed to your process. Continue to labor in love in all of your interactions." I want your thoughts on that.
Look, man, of course she liked that part where you said about management and all that, because she run the shit. Of course she liked that part, you know. She would love to feel that it's all her. Nah, I'm just playing. Um, nah, like my wife is part of that circle. You know what I'm saying? She part of that circle. She the same as me. You know what I'm saying? She the same as
That's
me.
right.
So
That's right.
that's what it is. And my kids, like I just told y'all, like they just like me too. So we bump heads, because if they feel they right, I feel I'm right. It ain't I can't persuade them. I can't knock them off that because that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm right, I'm right. So if my
That's right.
15-year-old and her naive self think
Right.
that she right, she might be wrong as fuck. But I can't stop her from thinking that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's
Right.
gonna take time. So it is what it is. Like that I could try to bully them and shit like that, but my kids do shit like say, "Oh, why you trying to bully me?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They pull you card on that one. They be like, yo, you
Yo, they
flexing your
different
weight on me. You
nowadays,
know
yo.
what I mean? Like,
Kids different.
man,
Kids different. It's me and my wife, we
Absolutely.
cool. Like we cool. We understand that shit, yo. I know when to give my wife space. And like, but what? Just going back to what you said, yo, not to go off topic and shit, man. Nah. She loved your response. She did. We had to talk about it, and but that's you know, what you said, yo, is it was just like people don't always tell you how they feeling about what you're saying. Like some people, I'm glad that you was able to tell us how you felt about the whole situation, yo, because it's confirmation. You know what I mean? I'm not no articulate person, yo, man. You already know that shit. I
And
ain't
people
articulate.
need it. You guys
You know what I'm
need
saying?
it.
So but that is confirmation and shit, man. That we doing all the
That you're
right
doing the
things,
right thing.
the right way.
That's
Yeah, we
right. That
moving
you're
the
doing the
right
right
way.
thing. You know what I mean?
Like
Right.
I tell people all the time, yo, and whoever watching, I don't know who watching because I refuse to look to see who watching this shit. You know what I'm saying? but whoever watching, they know like I'm a firm believer. Like if I feel like I was doing the right thing at the right time, I'm not going to second guess that shit. You know what I'm saying? Later on in life,
That's
yo, I'm
right.
not, yo. Like
Hmm.
it might turn out to be the wrong shit that I did, but if I felt that I was doing the right shit, then I did the right shit. That's how I feel. And then whatever happened after that was supposed to happen. It's part of the lesson, whatever it is. Maybe I was supposed to learn the lesson from
Absolutely.
doing something
Absolutely.
wrong, whatever it is, yo. That's how it is. So, like, I'm gonna make a decision. I always think about shit before I do it. I ain't gonna just move on it. And if I make the wrong decision, then I still feel like I made the right decision based on the
Decision
information. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it.
on that situation, on
Yep.
Right.
that time frame. You
Right.
Fuck it,
know, like
yo. That's
on
it.
that
Absolutely.
time frame. Like
That's
I
it,
don't.
yo.
Absolutely.
I'm
I
open,
you know.
yo. Yep.
Like I love the comment that you made that said that you basically like analyze the room before you even go through the door. When you made a comment, something close to that, bro.
Yeah, I know.
I,
Yo,
you know, like that the living that way has benefited me through my life personally and through business.
because if you don't, you
Controlling the
get
room
yourself in
before you even,
trouble.
man, all the time. You know what I mean? And when I heard you say that, I said, damn, he's talking about my life. But you know, we all, like you said, our circle, we move the same way. Like we're semi-calculated. We calculate everything that could possibly happen, what's gonna happen, and what we're gonna make happen before
Yep.
we even open that door. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So,
Okay.
oh man, just hearing you talk about my brother like that and Janelle,
I am loving this interview.
man,
Yeah.
that's my brother and my
I
sister,
and
man. You
listen,
know,
let me
like
tell you, I don't do the workplace. I'm telling you, man, I do not do the workplace. I get my money,
I can
I
feel
pay my
that. I
bills,
can
and I
feel
go on
that.
about my
We all the
business.
same way.
But
Eight
when you
escape,
come across
one and done. I
people,
heard that.
when you right, when you come across people and their presence is so genuine and so authentic and so palpable, their presence is so palpable, you can't help but not to 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 allow some other part of you to lend itself to their energy and their experience. You can't help but not
Yeah,
to. And these are two people that I've come to really Sam, Tyrone. It's a nucleus of people that I hang out with at the workplace, and we actually have relationships that bleed into other venues outside of the workplace. So for that, I
yes,
feel
man.
so fortunate. I just want to say I feel so fortunate to be able to have come across in this lifetimes beings or entities um, that I was not fortunate enough to have in my youth. That could be that guiding, soothing, nurturing force that could keep me straight. Because there was a time that like you talked about in the beginning of the interview, Damara, you talked about like working from a lower vibration and operating from a higher vibration and the difference between the two. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you for that. Also, a lot of stuff came out of this interview, and I would be interested. Yes, I'm doing a little mini plug. I
Shit,
would
we
be
got back
interested
to
in
you.
having you and your whole crew come back. And that's the
Whoa.
open invitation.
Uh,
And just have an open having you and the whole crew come back. I'm talking about faces on the screens and a whole nine, and we just ball out till we fall out. What do you guys think about
I would love that. I would love that. And it'll just show how
that? What?
connected we are in the brotherhood. You know, I think that would be a great thing. You know what I mean? Like just
you gonna
having
need
us
a
all
few
in.
hours for that shit, yo.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We
Well,
need a few.
I'm looking at the counter. We got an hour and 20 minutes, right? So I don't have have a problem with that. The venue is there, the platform is there, and we could just like, I'll guide the questions and I'll just sit back and just let it go on autopilot. Okay, so I'll find a name for the segment. I'll present tomorrow with a couple of slots. It'll be probably towards the end of the year, and we could just like get the links to everybody. And once again, I want to do my little plug before I leave here. Integrative Wellness. If you guys are sitting here and you are enjoying what you hear, hit the remind button for every Sunday at 2 p.m. And then you can hit subscribe. Let's get those numbers up, because this is something that you want to indulge in every week at 2 p.m. Now, every fourth Sunday of the month, we do this interview thing. Every third Sunday of the month, we do the whole Aries entertainment. We talk about who's who and what's what and what's doing what. And then on the first Sundays of the month, we are looking for co-hosts. So, Mano, if you want to come back, if you see a topic that you are interested in and you want to co-facilitate, and you too, Mr. Winn, if you want to co-host or co-facilitate, feel free to come through on one time, or you could be on a rotating format, and we're going to have panels. That's every first week of the month. Also, Integrative Wellness is bringing people together by way of events. I have 5 events planned. The first one is October 19th. It is The Mask is Just for Show. Early bird tickets are on sale right now. I'll put the link in the chat after I edit this video, and you will be able to make your purchase. Come on out. Whoever has the most diva or donned out mask and or gown, they will receive a cash prize. You will also, with your ticket automatically gets entered into the barrel to be picked to see who has the most diva or donned out outfit. The other thing you get with your ticket, if you imbibe on alcoholic spirit, you get 1 alcoholic beverage. The venue that we have chosen, they do not allow sales of alcoholic beverages on site. So I have beverage bundle tickets. Early bird purchase. 1 beverage is $10. 3 outside of the one that you receive with your ticket is $25. You may not drink, and that's okay too. You may want a mocktail. So you get 2 mocktails with your ticket. It's not and, it's either or. You can get 2 mocktails. The beverage bundle for that is 1 for $7 and 3 for $15. Come out, enjoy. These are just not, I'm not an event planner. I'm just putting on events strictly for the purpose of the reboot and the rebirth of Integrative Wellness. Guys, it has been a pleasure. Just like Mr. Winn, we don't see each other much. He's in the other building. I'm across the street. Always much love when I see him, when we meet at the Great Divide, which is on the corner during break time. When I do come outside, it's always a pleasure. Mano, spread the word. YouTube from North Carolina or wherever you are, tell them if they are interested and love what they see when you see this thing on the playback. Tell them to subscribe. Tell them to come out and see me every Sunday. We're still a work in progress because this thing is in its infantile stages. But tell them to come on out, subscribe, because we're rolling. We're in season 2 of the G-Spot YouTube podcast, and we're working it out. And one of these days, you're going to look up, and I'm going to be a YouTuber.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, Tisha. I really do appreciate it. And the support, some support to my brother. I love you. I miss you. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Keep being who you are, man. You know how we do, man. You know what I mean? See you soon, too.
Yo, you funny as hell, but all right, I got you.
Right, and with that,
all right, Tish.
And so with that, we're going to close up, and I got to get my little catchy tune. Okay, guys, you guys enjoy your day, and I'm glad to have had you.
All right.